In 2011, a single tattoo nearly stopped a Hollywood blockbuster in its tracks. A tattoo artist sued Warner Bros. For using his design in the Hangover II movie, claiming copyright infringement. The case was so serious that, for a moment, there was a real chance the movie wouldn't make it to theaters. Similarly, in the gaming world, a battle was unfolding, this time over NBA players' tattoos in the NBA 2K video game series. The company claimed ownerships of the designs inked on LeBron James and other athletes, leading to a legal showdown that could have forever changed how tattoos are used in media. So here is the big question. Can a tattoo be copyrighted? And if it can, who actually owns it? Is it the person wearing it or the artist who designed it? Well, I know what you're thinking. A tattoo is just body art. If it's on my skin, shouldn't I own it? It turns out that you're not right, because that's not always the case. The legal world has been wrestling with this question for years, especially when big names in movies and video games are involved. So let's break it down with one of the most famous cases that have shaped the tattoo copyright debate for decades. For this story, we are going back to 2011. I know you remember Hangover II, right? The sequel to the hit comedy about a wild bachelor party gone wrong. There is a scene where a character wakes up with Mike Tyson's iconic tribal face tattoo. It was a funny scene, but there was somebody who didn't find it funny. Whitmill, the tattoo artist who originally designed Mike Tyson's tattoo. He was not happy. In fact, he sued Warner Bros., claiming that the movie copied his work without permission. Now that's a big deal because Warner Bros. Didn't just reference the tattoo, they had recreated it exactly on the character's face. Whitmill wasn't playing around. He even tried to block the movie's release, filing for a preliminary injunction. But the judge wasn't about to stop a blockbuster from hitting theaters. She denied the injunction, though she did say Whitmill had a strong case, stating, "Of course, tattoos can be copyrighted. According to the court, a tattoo artist could hold the right to their work, even after it is inked on a person's body." Warner Bros. Didn't back down though. Their argument was that the tattoo was part of Mike Tyson's persona, and since Mike Tyson himself appeared in the Hangover II, they thought that they had the right to use it. But before the case could go any further, both sides reached a settlement in June 2011. The details remained sealed, but we do know that the movie stayed exactly as it was, the tattoo and everything in it. This case caused a huge question hanging in the air. If a tattoo is copyrighted, does that mean that the artist has a say over how it is used, even when it is permanently on someone else's skin? Courts never got to fully answer that, but the debates didn't stop there. So the thing is this, you could still get sued for showing your tattoo in a movie or a video game. At its core, copyright laws are designed to protect original works of authorship fixed in a tangible medium. This includes literary works, music, and notably for our discussion, visual arts. Tattoos, being original designs inked onto the skin, can indeed be considered visual arts and thus may be eligible for copyright protection. The tattoo artist, as the creator of the design, typically holds the copyright unless those rights are explicitly transferred in writing. This means that without a formal agreement, the artist retains control over the reproduction and use of his work. Fast forward to 2020 and we have got another crazy tattoo copyright battle. This time, it wasn't about the movies. It was about a video game. If you have ever played NBA 2K, you know the game tries to be as realistic as possible. The developers don't just copy the players' faces and moves, they also copy their tattoos. So this company called Solid Oak Sketches had obtained rights to some tattoos inked on LeBron James, Kenyon Martin, and Eric Bledsoe. They sued Take-Two Interactive, the company behind NBA 2K, claiming that the game was using their copyrighted tattoo designs without permission. Now imagine if NBA 2K had to remove all the tattoos from all its players. So Take-Two fought back with 3 arguments. Number 1, de minimis use. The court found that the tattoo were such a small part of the overall video game that they weren't significant enough to warrant copyright protection. Since they didn't play a major role in the game, their use was considered trivial. Number 2, fair right. The tattoos in the game were not being used in the same way as they were originally intended. Instead of being personal artistic expressions on LeBron's body, they were used to accurately depict his real-life appearance in digital form. This transformative use supported the argument for fair use. Then number 3, implied license. When a person gets a tattoo, they naturally display it in public, on TV, in photographs, and in other media. The court recognized that this created an implied license for the tattoos to appear wherever the person goes, including in the video game. Ultimately, the court ruled that because LeBron's tattoos were part of his identity, it made sense for them to be included in the video game representing him. Excluding them would create an inaccurate depiction of him, which would undermine the purpose of the game. Now, there is a similar case in India involving a Bollywood superstar who got a tattoo for his role in his movie Dawn 2. But here's where things get interesting. He actually registered the tattoo under copyright. This was a game changer because it showed that actors and producers were starting to think about tattoos as intellectual property, just like logos and designs. His tattoo was later used in merchandise, posters, and promotions, raising an important question: should every tattoo artist get a cut if their work is used in commercial products? This brings us to another famous case involving tattoo arts and copyright. In 2022, a photographer by the name Jeffery Sedlik sued renowned tattoo artist Kat Von D for allegedly copying his 1989 photograph of jazz musician Miles Davis in a tattoo. Sedlik claimed that the tattoo was an unauthorized reproduction of his work. The case went to trial, and in January 2024, a federal judge ruled in favor of Kat Von D, finding no copyright infringement. Throughout the trial, Von D maintained that her tattoo was a form of fan art and emphasized that she did not profit financially from creating it, as it was a gift to her friend. She also highlighted that in the tattoo industry, it is common practice to use reference images without obtaining explicit permission. So we have covered movies, sports, and even Bollywood. So what's in it for the future? With virtual reality and artificial intelligence taking off, we are starting to see digital avatars that look like real life people. So what happens when someone scans an athlete, celebrity, or influencer into the metaverse? Will tattoo artists start demanding royalties every time their designs appear in a VR game or an AI-generated content? Could celebrities and athletes be forced to pay for rights to their own tattoos? What if a tattoo gets edited or altered in a virtual world? The legal world doesn't have all the answers yet, but big companies and famous personalities are already taking precautions. Many celebrities and athletes now sign agreements with tattoo artists before getting inked, making sure that they won't get sued later on. So finally, how does this relate to you? So let's break it down. If you get a tattoo, who owns it? If it's a generic design, you probably won't have to worry about anything. But if it's an original custom-made design, the artist technically owns the copyright, except they sign away the rights. If your tattoo appears in a movie, a video game, or even a commercial, the artist could potentially demand payment. At the end of the day, the law is still evolving. Some courts see tattoo as a form of personal expression, while others see them as copyrighted art that belongs to the creator.